a stream. Playing on chess.com to remain chess. This is a Staunton Gambit, which I like to play sometimes when I play against the Dutch. This is the main line, and here I have the move Queen E2. Queen D4 is the main move, but this is an interesting line. Knight F7 here is the main move. F7 is the main move, so that's not the main move. Probably I take on F6 here. Let's not spend the time here, all the time in the world. Probably pawn takes and a castle queen set. Trying to get aggressive. I think there's no queen, so maybe no, d6 is not a move. Maybe it was. Well, I just castled so I couldn't do it. So maybe I'm threatening at d6 now. He's not going to allow that. There's just no way he can allow that. Bishop there. What? I'll take on e4. Am I missing something, or? Okay, maybe I have some ideas here. If I go f4, knight somewhere, and d6, he has to be careful. F4 is probably positionally desirable anyway, just playing against this knight. Okay, so he goes knight f7. Knight f3, blah, blah. Okay, let's get this knight out. Play a little faster. Somebody chatting with me. I'm giving up the bishop here, but it's definitely an interesting line. Maybe queen c4 now. Takes, rook takes. Here, does the bishop go a5? And maybe we got d6. But then b5. Maybe d5. Queen b6. Okay. Ah, he has ideas of queen e3 check. d6, queen e3 picks up the knight. Maybe all the knight can go back. But I'm thinking bishop d3 now. Queen e3 here, it takes and this hangs. I mean, eventually he has to get some development. So if he goes like queen e3 check, I give up the f4 pawn. I don't mind really, because he has some issues with his development. Bishop goes back, maybe d6 now. Queen check here takes. Just has to be that he has some issues here. f5, knight g5, big trouble. Maybe I'm threatening knight g5. Yeah, but he can always go rook e6, but no, maybe not. Queen check, king here. Queen takes. Just seems a bit too much. Rook f1. It's too much. I don't believe it. Queen b5. Wow, really? You can do that, really? Okay, but knight g5 takes, and then knight e6. I take it and I have d7 in the end. Let's just do this, man. Let's just do this. This I thought wasn't good, but okay, we'll see. To have oh, okay, let's play fast. That's the problem with these games. You can't really play fast enough. Okay, here I have d7. And I'm now up some material here. Up the exchange, take here, take this, oops, let's go, let's go. Just to watch out for the back rank y'all. Just stay solid here. Yep, if you want to take, you take. Ooh, bishop a4 followed by c3 probably. Knight e2, then king. Also just go king here, and knight has to move. Oops. Yeah, let's go to the 8th rank. There's a primo battle now. Fucking, unbelievable. A long time. I just hate it so much when they try to flag. I know, thank you for... I hate it so much when they try to flag when they've been completely outplayed. It's just so unfulfilling. You play a great game, you just go for this cheap flag, you know. Works the whole game. This is actually an interesting line. I'm gonna have a look at this game. So there are many interesting lines against the Dutch, but I like to play this from time to time. I mean, it puts some pressure on black. E4 right away, knight c3. Knight f6 the main move, bishop g5. This is the main move. d5, knight e5. Now this is the most common. But this queen e2 is an interesting line. I picked it up. Some Russian grandmaster who played this. I'm trying to remember his name. Can't recall it. But queen e2, it's interesting. Played c6. The main move is knight f7. Let me take here. Pawn takes. Knight takes. And now it's actually tough to find the best move if you don't know the theory here. Most people will play bishop e7 because the immediate threat is if you have a seizure and play a5, it's checkmate in 1. So most people play bishop e7, but the best move is actually bishop b4 check. And this you can't really know without knowledge. c3 and now bishop e7. Why is this better? Because the c3 pawn actually takes away from white. If you go bishop e7, white goes d6, trying to disturb the development of the black pieces. C takes d6. One castle, short castle, and now knight c3. Note that if the pawn is on c3, I can't play knight c3. But now I can play knight c3, and I will get this excellent square on d5 for the knight. And these double pawns really hamper the development of the black queen side. And this is a tough position to play for black. Slightly better if you force white to play c3, then you get some time to play b5 and such moves. But he didn't play the main move knight f7, he played c6. I took on f6. I wasn't sure what to do here, but I took on f6. Took back with the pawn. Castled queenside. And at the moment I'm down a pawn. Okay. But I have much better development. And he has some issues. After bishop b4 I regain my pawn. He castles. And now f4 feels like a good move. Playing against this knight, wherever it goes, if it goes to g6, at some point I will play g3. Let's say it goes here now. At some point I will play g3, and these pawns together play against this knight. It doesn't have many squares. On the other hand, I wouldn't have played g3 right away, because maybe I got d6 now. And the immediate threat is if something like this, queen c4 check, take down bishop. He can, however, go knight d5, which I missed. Okay, I missed that. So maybe he gets away with it. So that means I probably have to go g3 here. But that was my idea. But in 3-minute chess, you can miss some details like this, of course. So he goes knight f7. I develop. Yeah, queen c4 before d6. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I mean, it doesn't win the piece, but I can play d6 with check. Yeah, should be positionally desirable, because I get to play d6 with check and get g3 covering f4. So yeah, really clamping down on black's development. But anyway, we got some development here, and queen c4, queen d6, bishop d3, bishop f8, and d6, and then this is really vulnerable. Queen b5. I think I found a nice move here with knight e to g5. And this is a big problem for him. Also note that h7 is also attacked, so you don't have time for any extreme sacrifices like with e6 for such moves. So he took on g5, knight takes g5, queen takes c4. I have to take the queen. No time for anything else, so now rook e6. And yeah, knight takes e6 seems like, I mean, this was just completely winning. Especially, yeah, he takes and just everything's falling. Off the exchange, equal pawns. I have a great pawn structure on 2 pawn islands. Everything together, and unopposed bishop on the light squares. You know, this is attacked, this is attacked. So probably it took me longer than it should have to win this game. Why is it doing that? Bishop, king 8. Yeah, probably since this bishop is dominating this knight here, I should just go rook d1. Not capture a pawn, just go rook d1 with the idea of rook d8. And there's really not much that black can do. You can't block this, so he has to go something like this, but not here. This is just completely over. This is what I should have done, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, this is just completely over. So this is what I should have done. Okay, but overall, a good game, and I think an interesting line. Something you can maybe use in your game in Dutch. It's in Dutch.